Hello, everyone. If I told you that 10 minutes every morning could significantly improve your focus, elevate your mood, enhance memory consolidation, and even regulate your hormones for the entire day, would you believe me? Because the science is not just promising, it's overwhelming. And here's the thing, it requires no supplements, no fancy technology, and no major life changes. You just need to do this, and your brain will quite literally thank you all day. Let's explore the what, why, and how. The most transformative 10 minutes you can spend each morning for your brain, your body, and your moodies getting natural sunlight in your eyes. And I don't mean through a window, I mean actually stepping outside. Now, why is this so powerful? Let's start with your biology. Inside your eye, not in the rods or cones that detect color and shape, but in a third class of photoreceptors, live the intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, or iPRGCs. These cells don't help you see objects, they help you see time. They respond most strongly to blue light in the 460-480 nanometer range. And when you go outside in the morning, that blue light activates these cells and sends a direct signal through the retinal hypothalamic tract to a structure in your brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. That's your master circadian clock. Let me give you a simple analogy. Imagine your body as a symphony. The SCN is the conductor. And without a conductor, the whole system falls out of rhythm, sleep, mood, metabolism, cognition, all of it. So what happens when that conductor receives the cue of natural light? Cortisol is released, but not in a way that's harmful. This is what's called a cortisol awakening response. It's your brain's way of saying, time to be alert, time to engage with the world. This early surge is beneficial associated with improved memory encoding, better immune response, and increased readiness to perform cognitively demanding tasks. Melatonin production is suppressed. Melatonin is a hormone that makes you feel sleepy. Suppressing it in the morning is crucial to clear-headedness and proper energy cycling. And here's the twist. By turning melatonin off early, your body is better able to turn it on 12 to 16 hours later when it's time to sleep. So morning light isn't just setting up your morning, it's timing your night. And here's something remarkable. Even on a cloudy day, the light outside is 10 to 100 times brighter than the brightest indoor lighting. Indoors, you're likely getting around 500 lux of brightness. Step outside, and you're getting anywhere from 10, 0 to over 100, 0 lux, depending on cloud cover and time of year. This difference matters because those iPRGCs have a threshold. They won't fully activate unless that threshold of light intensity is metanned. Typical artificial lighting just doesn't cut it. Let me illustrate this with a quick story. In 2019, researchers at the University of Colorado Boulder studied people who were experiencing sleep disturbances, mood instability, and energy crashes in the afternoon. They had them spend their mornings outside, getting natural light within an hour of waking. Within just a few days, participants reported not only better sleep, but significantly improved mood and mental clarity with measurable changes in cortisol and melatonin rhythms. This wasn't medication. It wasn't meditation. It was light. So if you're feeling groggy in the morning, or you notice that your focus crashes around TWAP, or if you find it hard to fall asleep at night, there's a high probability that your circadian rhythm is misaligned. And the simplest, most biologically appropriate way to reset it is to step outside for 10 minutes and let the morning sun calibrate your internal systems. Now, people often ask, can I just open a window or use a light box? A window filters out a lot of the UV and blue light necessary to fully activate the iPRGCs. It's better than nothing, but not ideal. As for light boxes, they can work especially in winter or for people at high latitudes, but even then, I recommend using them in addition to natural light, not as a full substitute. Nature is more powerful than any artificial solution we've tried to replicate. So if you want more energy, clearer thinking, better memory, and deeper sleep, commit to that 10-minute ritual every single morning. We evolved under the sun, our brains still depend on it. Now that we understand how light exposure aligns your internal clock, let's talk about another system that gets activated during those crucial first 10 minutes. The dopamine system. Dopamine is often misunderstood as simply the pleasure molecule. But in neuroscience, we know it's much more accurately the motivation and drive molecule. It's what gets you to pursue things, to stay focused on effort, to lean into challenge. And here's the key. Early morning sunlight doesn't just set your circadian rhythm, it also triggers dopaminergic tone, that is, the baseline level of dopamine circulating in your brain throughout the day. This happens through a beautifully efficient feedback loop. When light hits the retina, the same IPAR-GCs we discussed earlier connect not only to the SCN, but also to the ventral tegmental area, VTAA, critical node in the brain's dopamine circuitry. The VTA then signals the nucleus accumbens and prefrontal cortex, areas responsible for motivation, focus, and impulse control. So what does this mean practically? You'll feel more alert not just physiologically, but mentally. You'll have higher motivation to pursue tasks, especially those requiring sustained effort. And you'll be less prone to dopamine dips those moments later in the day when you feel aimless, distracted, or down. Think of it like setting the brain's thermostat for drive. Morning light turns the dial up appropriately not to manic levels, but to a steady, sustainable baseline that supports productivity and emotional balance. And there's a protective effect too. Studies from Stanford, the NIH, and several labs across Europe have shown that when early light exposure is consistent, the brain becomes less sensitive to compulsive reward-seeking behaviors. That means fewer junk food cravings, less scrolling, and reduced susceptibility to addictive loops because your dopamine system starts the day already satisfied. So how do you actually make this part of your life? Here's a simple, science-supported protocol that anyone can follow. Step 1, go outside within 30-60 minutes of waking. Your cortisol and dopamine systems are primed during this window. Try not to delay it. If you wake at 7, aim to be outside by 7:30. Step 2, no sunglasses, no glass between you and the light. As mentioned, windows block key wavelengths. Even strong indoor lights pale in comparison to natural sunlight. Step outside, even if just to your balcony or doorstep. Step 3, aim for 10 minutes on clear days, 20-30 on overcast days. Yes, clouds scatter light, but you're still getting the brightness your brain needs. In fact, even on a gray day, outdoor light still far exceeds what you'll get inside. Step 4, pair it with something you already do. This is called habit stacking, and it's supported by behavioral psychology. Drink your coffee, do a quick walk, stretch, or journal outside. You're reinforcing the habit by tying it to something enjoyable. Step 5, if you wake up before sunrise, use artificial light temporarily. Use a bright light indoors to start your day, but transition to natural light as soon as the sun comes up. Think of it as a circadian placeholder. Step 6, make it non-negotiable. This is not just nice to have. It's a core biological input, like food or water. Your brain expects this signal every day. And when it gets it, the benefits ripple out into everything else you do. When we talk about optimizing brain function, we often look for the complex answer supplements, nootropics, performance hacks. But often, the most powerful interventions are the simplest. Light is the first domino. It regulates not just your sleep, but your mood, cognition, immune function, and even hormonal health. And the cost? 10 minutes. No app, no purchase, just you and the morning sky. This is how you partner with your biology instead of working against it. And the reward isn't just better focus today, it's a brain that's resilient, sharp, and synchronized for the long run.